Parents, what happened when your child went missing? I drove as quick as I could while I was late to pick up my son from his daycare, and as soon as I got there, I saw the police cars. Honestly, my first thought was that someone had probably backed into another parent's car again. The lights were flashing, but there was no ambulance, so I figured I was glad nobody was hurt. I hurried inside, preparing my usual apology to Miss Ashley about traffic, already imagining my sweet Tyson sitting in his spot by the cubby wall. But when I pushed through the front door, the waiting area was empty. Parents were clustered in the corner, and saw another mom sobbing into her husband's shoulder while a police officer took notes. That's when I saw it. Tyson's dinosaur backpack on the floor right where he always sat to wait for me, his water bottle still attached to the side pocket. I picked it up, and they all stared at me with empty eyes. Miss Ashley looked up from where she was talking to detectives, her face destroyed with tears, and when she saw me holding Tyson's bag, she actually wailed. "They were all right here," she kept saying. "The parents were just a few minutes late, so they were all waiting right here, and I just went to get the cleaning supplies from the back room just for a minute." A detective was suddenly beside me, asking for Tyson's full name, his age, what he was wearing, and I could hear myself answering, but it felt like someone else was talking while my brain screamed that this was happening because I was late, because I'm always late. I'd been getting my nails done. That's it. That's the whole pathetic truth. I was almost finished and figured Tyson could wait another 5 minutes. No big deal. He was fine, safe at daycare with Miss Ashley. I'd been so stressed lately, working insane hours, and I'd finally booked something just for me. The other parents whose kids were missing, they'd all been late too. We were all supposed to be there at 3:30, and because we weren't, because we thought a few minutes didn't matter, the woman from the building across the street had seen it all. A gray truck had pulled up right there and lured all of our kids inside. In one moment, some monster had taken them from us. The daycare exploded into controlled chaos as more late parents arrived to find their children gone. There were 3 kids total, all from the same class, all who'd been waiting in that front area. There were women screaming and crying, and I couldn't even think straight. The police called in every available unit, setting up a command center in the parking lot while a helicopter thundered overhead. Miss Ashley was practically catatonic, trying to explain through hyperventilating sobs that she'd done everything right, the doors were locked, you needed a code to get in, but someone must have grabbed them in that tiny window when she'd stepped away. The police tried to get me to stay put, but I wasn't listening. As they were searching, I was too. I started driving around with them calling his name, in case he had just wandered off. I was desperate. News vans were there within minutes, reporters already crafting the narrative. 5 toddlers vanished from daycare, while that helicopter circled endlessly overhead. The police kept asking about custody issues, disgruntled family members, anyone who might want to hurt us. I could barely stand up. I was so worried. After 2 hours of searching, I made the police back to the daycare. I needed to be where he'd been, where I should have been at 3:30 instead of sitting in that stupid salon chair. The building was nearly empty, wrapped in crime scene tape, just a few forensic people dusting for fingerprints. They watched on repeat that truck showing up as he had covered his license plates, covered his face, and saw him open the door. We couldn't see the kids getting in. The quality was too bad, but it was clear this was a kidnapping. This was planned. The entire town was on lockdown searching for them, but after 20 minutes, still nothing. I felt defeated, praying my sweet boy would be okay, saying I was so sorry for being late, for not putting him first, for every time I'd been impatient at bedtime, every time I'd scrolled my phone instead of playing, every single moment I'd taken for granted. I sat down in his classroom, trying to get away from all the screaming and police officers. I needed quiet. Then, from behind the reading corner's bookshelf, I heard a kid say, "Mommy, why you crying?" I thought I was dreaming, or another kid didn't know what was really going on. I looked up behind the bookshelf. Tyson was sitting underneath multiple pillows and blankets, hidden in the corner. He looked up at me with marker all over his hands, totally oblivious to the fact that 3 states were actively searching for him. I wasn't done with my picture, so I came back here to finish. I didn't believe what I was seeing. He was right there. I grabbed him so hard he dropped his marker, checking every inch of him while sob laughing hysterically. Within seconds, the room flooded with police and parents as word spread that they were there. All 3 were sitting hidden in the back corner of the classroom, all completely oblivious to what was going on in the other room. They'd never left the building. That gray truck was just another parent. Everyone felt so shocked, and all I could do was hold Tyson while he complained that I was messing up his picture.